All right. So another thing I want to talk about is something that's real interesting to me, and that's the fact that the Suns are taking their telecasts off of cable and putting them over the air television again. I think that's extremely awesome on their part because to me, the best way of growing your fan base is actually letting your fans watch the games. But Barbara, what do you think? You're in that area, like.
So I think this comes at a perfect time since we all just collectively learned within the last few days that we can only be fans of teams of where we live.
Oh
So
my!
now I can completely ditch Chicago and truly become immersed in Phoenix Suns. No, but really, I am pretty excited. As you guys can already tell, obviously NBA is not my sport of choice. And it's really just because I never want to watch the games that are on TV. And since the Bulls suck, I never can watch them. So I just never find myself watching basketball unless it's the finals, of course. But I think this is a really great idea. I think a lot of other teams, if this year proves to be successful for them, will eventually follow suit. I mean, we see it every year with baseball, all the crappy blackouts in all the areas. Like, all sports make it super difficult for their homegrown fans to partake in watching them. And not everyone can afford actual tickets to go see them live because they charge out the ass for everything. But now we can watch it for free. I think it said there's a spot to stream it too. And then whatever Arizona channel it is, I don't know what it is yet, but I guess Bally Sports at first said they were gonna match the offer that they were getting from Gray's Arizona channels is what the new company's called that they're going to, or Gray Television. But as of today, Bally Sports did not match or make an offer. So they've officially decided to move forward with it. I think it's also a really good move for Mercury, just because, I mean, literally, who watches WNBA unless you're already a women's basketball fan, which we know is few and far between. But this will allow them to get more fans if there's a place that literally has all basketball. I would like to see other teams do it. We all know Bally is trash. I mean, I tried to sign up for Bally's a few weeks ago because I don't even remember why. Oh, so we have 2 TVs in the living room, and we were trying to watch a Diamondbacks game because my father-in-law was coming over for dinner, but they were playing the Dodgers. And that's why we were trying to watch it, because he's a huge Dodgers fan. But since it was Diamondbacks, I obviously can't watch it on my MLB app. So I was like, well, let me just see if Bally's has a free trial or something. And they did, but they literally, you can't stream Diamondbacks games on Bally Sports. And I'm like, this makes no sense. How are you going to own rights to all the Arizona teams and then not actually play it? It was so odd. So I'm really glad they're moving on from Bally. I know, Jerry, you hate Bally Sports too.
They're going bankrupt, so I could not be any happier.
But I love this. I love this idea that they're going to try out. I hope it does great. I think it'll do great. I'm excited to try it out. I already told my husband that we're going to watch more Suns games to support it, just to make sure that it goes through good. Do our part.
Hey, look, if there's a way that I can sit here and stream it in Virginia, and I'll watch more Suns games as well, because this is something I feel like, because, all right, look at it like this. The most successful North American sports league has only one game on cable television a week. And now, even to that point, they're simulcasting it on both ESPN and ABC for the majority of the games.
Mm-hmm.
So if it works for them, and we know basketball, their fandom is growing. Like, all right, why is the only time I can watch it on over the air television is on Sunday afternoons or late Saturday night when, you know, the NFL can sit there and throw a game on. If the NFL was to throw a game on Tuesday afternoon and said, this is the only game we're going to give you, that game will still blow anything away on television. Like, live sports right now is the go-to, I feel like, in television, period. Because you have diehard, dedicated people that will, if you tell them their team is playing Tuesday afternoon, 2:00, they're tuning in. They're going to find some kind of way to tune in. Even if they have to take an extended bathroom break at work, they are going to tune in.
Yeah.
If you sit there, I believe if you sit there and you say, hey, the Celtics and the Knicks are going to play at 3 a.m. on Thursday morning. Guess what? 3 a.m. Thursday morning, Celtics-Knicks is probably going to be a high-rated game just because, you know, it's sports. It's New York. It's Celtics. It's Knicks. I'm not saying it's not going to get as much as primetime would, but you'll pull in more people than your rerun and prime time would get. It'll blow that out the water. Okay? Like baseball. A lot of baseball back in the day was on over-the-air television. You know, yeah, tape delays and whatnot at times, but still, it was on over-the-air television. And usually in sports, things happen in a domino effect. Like, okay, just like the Wildcat offense, domino effect, and then it going away, domino effect. Okay. The NFL taking games overseas. Well, look now, the NBA takes games overseas. Baseball they have the London series now every year, which we won't talk too much about the London series, Barb, because I know that's a subject we shouldn't be touching right now.
They're opening in Korea next year.
Yep, they're opening in Korea next year. You know, it's just, you know, these games are growing. So the best thing you can do to even help that growth even more is, all right, it's nice to take these games to these people, but if you want them to stick around as fans, don't sit there and put them behind another paywall that they have to watch. Like, if I had sit there and be like, oh, all right, you know, this Flyers game looks awesome. But then you tell me I got to go to NBC Sports Philadelphia to be able to watch it, and I got to sit here, and that's not in my – forget the fact that it's on cable. But now it's probably, if I'm outside of Philadelphia, it's not even in my basic sports package. So you're telling me I got to go back.
It's not so much the paywall, it's just the blackouts that are the worst. I mean, even if I'm watching on like our Dish network, if the Diamondbacks are playing on MLB Network, it's blacked out.
Yep.
Like, that's dumb because I don't have that extra sports package to have the Arizona channel, which isn't even contracted with Dish anymore. So there's literally no way for somebody who's already paying out the ass for Dish cable satellite to watch the Diamondbacks because it's blacked out, even though I live in Tucson.
Wait, you mean Bally Sports pulled their network off of a provider? No, don't say it so.
We want you to pay for it. But, you know, it's just to be, if you want to really push, if you want to sit there and push your revenue even higher and higher, make your brand more accessible. You know?
Exactly. Offer it on streaming, but offer it to everybody. And if you're in the local area, then put it over free airs like the Suns are doing. But then make it an easier place to watch it, whether it's behind a paywall or not. Just make it fair access for everyone.
And one thing I want to say is I want to find the person who came with the idea of a blackout. because me and that person or that group of people are going to have a long, uncomfortable conversation.
Some
And
old
they're-
white guy that's probably dead in the ground now.
Oh God,
Go argue with this headstone.
you would dare not. I would sit like seriously, like, oh, you know what? I know we'll get them. I know we'll get them to the stadium. Let's show them the game locally. How well is that working in How well did that work in Jacksonville?
Well, and not unless you're gonna bring down the prices, like we were talking about with, especially with baseball this year with the new pitch clock. Now games are averaging 2 hours. So if I'm paying for me, my husband, and my 2 kids a pack of 4, I'm going to be paying the same amount to go watch a Diamondbacks Cubs game that I would be to be watching an Arizona Cardinals Bears game. But with football, I get twice the amount of time almost. Like, it makes no sense.
We'll talk more about the pitch clock and stuff like that when we get to baseball talk. But yeah, just
Every year they just make it harder and harder for fans to stay fans.
It's like it's just a group of it's like, you know, you just can picture this group of people that says, what can we do to make our fans' life miserable today? I have the idea for you, George.
Well, and like, especially with football this year, with Sunday Ticket moving to YouTube, and they're charging out the ass for it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, thank you. It's more accessible now. You don't have to be a DirecTV customer to get it. But who the hell is paying those prices? Like, I know people will, but like, it's insane how much it is.
I am not a proponent for illegal streaming.
No, we never partake in illegal streaming.
But let's just say I could understand.
For legal purposes.
I do. Yeah, I do not condone illegal streaming. I do not condone illegal streaming. But man, the prices that they charge, especially this year. Let's just say, like, if this was a movie, I could understand the villain's motivation. Let's just put it like that. Yes, I can understand the villain's motivation for legal purposes, as Barbara says. What do you think, Keith?
Oh, I mean, I can see that as well. I'm also not a person that's about to drop big money on YouTube, but I don't none of my teams are Bally Sports, so I don't run into the same issue.
That pause was to wait for Jerry to go, well, look at you. Well, good.
Yeah, look good for you. Yeah. But they do make it impossible. I mean, because I never get to watch Bears games because I'm not paying for Sunday Ticket. And unless they're on television, I'm not ever going to watch them.
See, that's, and then you wonder why. Well, why are people Cowboys fans, or why are they Packers fans, or why are you why are you a Chiefs fan?
Right.
Well,
that's my whole point. That's my whole point to he who will not be named that was proposing that question of why are people fans of teams outside of their home states? Like, if I don't want to be fans of the teams in my state, or if I don't have any teams in my state, like you, Eric,
hello,
who am I supposed to become a fan of? Like, I grew up in the 90s. There was no internet then for me to be looking up team stats and finding players that I liked. I had to watch what was on TV. So who do they play on TV? The teams that are winning. So you're obviously going to pick a team that you're watching a lot of and have a lot of access and exposure to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know, here in Virginia, I'm just not allowed to root for anybody. I'm sorry.
You can have college, and that's it.
That's it. Yep. College and high school. That's all I can have. I have to renounce all the professional fandoms. So, sorry, Dallas Cowboys.
And what if you live in a state that has 2 professional teams, like Texas? Are you allowed to be fans of both Texas football teams? Can you be a fan of the Texans and Cowboys?
Nope. If you're
Are
if
they
you're
going to shit on you for that, or do you have to be loyal to only one of them? But you're
That's
in the
just one.
state.
Just one.
But then what
And
if you
some-
move from Houston to Texas or to Dallas?
Yep. Well,
Then you still gotta root for. You gotta either. Then you gotta change teams.
Then you got to
Yep,
change
you gotta
teams.
change teams.
You gotta change teams.
Sorry, Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, Los Angeles Lakers.
God,
Sorry,
imagine
New York
going from
Yankees.
being a fan of the Cowboys to Texas.
God.
Think about being a fan of being somebody that lives in a city with two teams.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
And knowing you can only root for one.
Think about it. Yeah. Well, Los Angeles isn't a good example. Trying to think, who else?
It's LA or New York.
Yeah,
Those are
imagine
the only
going
big
from
ones.
a Dodgers fan to an Angels fan.
Mhm.
I mean, right now it's warranted because of Otani, but any other time, like, I'm laughing at you.
And that may only be for a couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you better find a new team in a few weeks.
Imagine going from being a Giants fan to a Jets fan,
Ooh,
which actually that's probably
you were in poverty the whole time.
well. Hey, Eli did bring them 2 championships now.
Yeah, and a whole lot of nothing else.
You
But
can
you know that-
you can be a fan of Yankees and Mets.
Oh, from what I hear, that's not allowed.
That's a struggle too.
Yep, from what I
I
hear,
mean,
that's
it's not
not
allowed.
allowed.
I mean,
That is
this
not
year, yeah,
allowed.
yeah, this year you sure can because both teams are terrible. But
Yeah.
like,
Hey! One team is more terrible. Okay.
The Yankees
Oh,
are above
that's
500
fair.
at least.
That's true.
I mean,
One
I think they still are in the same position standings wise, or in terms of their divisions. This year they're
Look.
both in last.
All that matters is one team is more terrible. Okay. So they'll be higher on the draft board, but guess what? They're still more terrible. That's the
Sorry,
more important
Keith.
part.
Don't be talking about Yankees being in last because someone else's team has that right now.
They had a game today, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.